One channel, different shows, everything entertaining. Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Welcome, Deadheads, to another Q&A segment. You ask, I answer. Let's Talk, The Walking Dead Q&A 11. Alright, Deadheads, let's jump right in. Christian Talentio. Besides your Dead Patriots script, love to hear it. Do you have any fan fiction or ideas for the future of the Walking Dead comics? I've never thought about, writing a Walking Dead story, if that's what you mean. I am gonna try to get a crew together and do little short films. And I just recently scouted a couple locations where I can film. Hopefully I don't get caught by any authorities for trespassing, but I can film in like an abandoned shopping center. So if I can film there and make it look like the apocalypse, that's a really good location that I don't want to pass up. So if you guys are interested in the fan fiction, let me know. Maybe I can do something and start posting it on the Facebook page. That way you guys know when to expect it. Anime for life. What would be your ideal ending for The Walking Dead TV series and comic book? Comic book, the ideal ending, I don't want it to end. I mean, not anytime soon. An ideal ending, if you're going to end the comic book, you need to end it epic. Don't create a civilization. Don't have Rick as the leader. End it miserable. Have Rick as the last son of a bitch standing. And I mean literally the last. The world is a ruins. No matter what happens, make the ending huge. Everything he built up was literally destroyed, and we see that he is the last human alive, and end it on that note with his death. Screw it. End it all. Go out big. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that one, but just end it. Don't end it happy. Just end it miserable. It just fits the mood, because the fans are going to be miserable when you end that comic. The TV show, however, if you had to end the TV show, since you kept Judith alive, Carl is already growing, you know what I mean? It's a shame, but you can't control how a kid's going to grow on TV. In a comic book, you just, keep him the same age. He's already getting a little too big. It's beginning to be unconvincing that he is growing up in this amount of time. And since they kept Judith alive, let's kill off Carl in Alexandria how Judith died, you know what I mean? Let's say he's running away with somebody and they go to cover him for protection. They both fall down and it's revealed that the bullet did in fact go through whoever was protecting Carl, and then it killed Carl and him as well. And then end the show with, eventually after a few years, we're watching Judith grow up in this environment. If you have to end the show, you end the show when Rick is dying or dead and Judith is the leader of the community. Just end it like that. Screw it. And we see her in her 20s leading people, in a community that's thriving. Lacey K. Just curious as to how many times you watch each episode. That's awesome. You binge watched for an hour. I never thought someone would want to binge watch my videos for an hour, but I actually hear that a lot. I thought my videos would be something where people could just stumble across, watch a little bit, get entertained, and then, keep it moving, kind of. But I think it's such an awesome idea of people binge watching these videos. I mean, it makes you feel good that the videos are appreciated, because if you're doing something you're not appreciated, you probably won't do it anymore. But what does blow my mind is my statistics, 500,000 minutes. Now, I know to the bigger channels this is nothing, but to me, this is insane. 500,000 minutes of my videos are watched every 20 some days. 500,000, minutes. What? But it's so cool. Anyway, I used to watch them twice. This year I was only able to watch No Sanctuary twice. My daughter's been waking up. We moved a lot and it interrupted her sleep. We finally settled down and she's having trouble sleeping. I'm trying to work around that. However, she has woken up pretty much every single night. The Village Idiot. Will the show ever have another sex scene? Yeah, shit, we just got one. But your question was before that, so you already knew that. Ishmael Rick Grimes fan Murray. Do you think they should have characters from the game on the show? No, I do not. Keep the world separate. I believe they should come out with a CGI cartoon, kind of, sort of. I'm not talking about like full cartoon. I'm talking about CGI. What's a good example? I don't watch a lot of the CGI, but I really think they should come out with one that has a certain stylized look to it. Have it the CGI characters, but give it that comic book look as well. But I think they should do a movie, CGI cartoon movie, instead of adapting the characters into the show. Who do you think will and who do you think should play Ezekiel, Jesus, and Dwight? You know what? Unfortunately, I really don't know. I'm going to say Walter Goggins for Dwight right now. Jesus, I'm going to say Jim Caviezel. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. But the guy who played Jesus in Mel Gibson's movie, he should play Jesus in this one. And Ezekiel, Samuel L. Jackson. And I am kidding. That would be horrible. I love him, but no. But don't worry. I might do a casting video. Since you asked that question, and I really have not thought about casting for those characters, to be honest with you, I don't like thinking about casting, because then if they cast somebody that's dramatically different or somebody that I don't like, I just get irritated with the casting and irritated with the character, and it eventually bleeds into my experience with the show. So I really don't necessarily get involved with ideas in casting. Do you think they're going to have a season or two showing what happens in a 2-year time skip in the comics? Or will they just skip it in the comics? No, I believe they made that 2-year time skip for the show. I don't believe that was an accident, and I believe that was done on purpose. Ishmael Murray, again, asking questions like a whore, are you? Why are you such a whore? And would you downgrade to be a slut or upgrade to be both? I don't see how that's any business of yours. And blocked. Online Gamer ZHD. What do you think can be the big shock value for Season 5 finale? What do you think they will do? Like the story from the comic, Carl getting his eyes shot out. Hey, you know what? I think Carl getting his eyes shot out is too far in the story. I was just telling somebody that today. Actually, I was just telling Ishmael that, you son of a bitch. I think that's too far in the comic. I'll show you. Boom. Spoiler warning, but not really a spoiler warning. This is Aaron. They follow him to Alexandria. They shoot out Carl's face, his eye, and in the comic that looks freaking awesome. In real life he'd be dead. However, from here to here, it's that much. Look at that. There is a lot of story. I don't believe they will finish that much story in Season 5. That is half a season, to me anyway. Unless they bounce around with time somehow, I don't see it happening. Infinitify. Will Chandler Riggs' aging hurt Carl's big moment? An 8 or 9-year-old jumping out of a van and killing Negan's men is badass. But it's not going to be as awesome as a 16, 17-year-old killing his men, or even the talks that come afterwards with Negan, by the time we get to see those issues. Plus, I don't think they can do the eye shot as well, and just imagine what he's going to look like after with the time skip. He'll probably be about 18 by then. Maybe they should have cast a much younger actor for Carl originally. I agree with you at the end. I believe they should have cast a younger actor. However, they didn't, so it is what it is. Here's where we get to an issue with me. I don't like child actors. I don't like them. As a matter of fact, one of the only child actors to impress me in a movie or show was the kid in Looper. If you want to see a really good role for a child actor and a really good child actor, check out the kid in Looper. Fucking amazing. Chokes me up a little bit even, you know? And that's hard to do in a movie. I think an 8 and a 9-year-old kid hopping out of a truck with a gun, in the comic book it's okay because it's a comic. In real life it is ridiculous. But I do agree with you that around 18 is too much. He's too old. They'll have to change it or make it different. His age now, or maybe Season 4 Carl, that would have been, I think, the sweet spot, you know, for those scenes, for that interaction with Negan. But to do it now, I think they just have to adjust it. You know what, it might work, because Negan could introduce him to, you know, manhood, or so to speak, with all his wives, and with rules and regulations and how he runs things. It could work if they do it right. But you're right, it is off. It's definitely off some. And it's because of the actor aging over the breaks and whatnot. And that's why I said it sucks dealing with kids. It really friggin' does. Especially on TV shows. Nicholas09. Will you ever do a Q&A video about yourself that us viewers can connect with on a personal level? I might. If a good amount of people are interested and want to do something like that, maybe during the break we'll do something like that. Is there a possibility that some group could attempt to massacre Rick's group? Like kill off 4 or 5 people within an episode before reaching Alexandria's safe zone? That would be awful, but it would give good shock value. Yeah, I think it's possible, but I wouldn't do it. As a writer in the story, I wouldn't do that at all. Because when you get to Alexandria's safe zone, there's actually an altercation. There's a couple small skirmishes. But one in particular, For the show, you can make it bigger. Have a group kind of massacre a few of them, take out Tara, Rosita, Noah, you know what I mean? Just, if Tyrese doesn't die by then, take out him too, and maybe even Carol for a dramatic effect, Henry Dyer. How long would it be until the zombies completely rotted? You know what? I don't have an answer for you, but what's funny is I was just reading the Walking Dead magazine, and Robert Kirkman was talking about that and said that he doesn't want to get into technicalities, but there is something when you turn, there is something that keeps them preserved in a sense. Even though they're starting to rot, it slows the rotting process down. I would say that a few years, Henry Dyer. What will happen in the show now to Negan? I don't know what you mean. He's not in the show. What will happen in the show now to Negan? I don't know what you mean. Let me know what you mean and ask away, and I'll put it in the next one. David M. When do you think the Shire Will Estates segment will occur? Do you think it will last longer than one day as it did in the comics? How will they address the warning sign hidden by the snow, since the sun always shines on The Walking Dead and it's never cold? You know what? That's a good question. I wondered that same thing, because in the comic book it was awesome that they went there maybe in the afternoon, and the next day it was sunny and the sun melted some of the snow off of the sign, and they said don't enter, all dead inside. And that was the moment where Rick goes outside to the car and he sees the sign. He's like, oh fuck, Greg Nicotero said that episode 9 is going to be one of the best episodes yet of the season, and so I believe that that's the Shire Will episode, because I'm expecting big things from that episode. And seeing as how the pacings worked, it will probably just be like a day and a half at that location. And as far as how they're going to do it without the snow, what could they do? I'm sure they'll come up with something clever where something's blocking the sign, and once you move something or something sways the right way, the sign is revealed. But I'm really hoping they do that reveal somehow in a clever way. I don't know if, dirt gets covered on it, caked on it, something. Alright, Deadheads, let's break it here. Don't worry, we have a lot more Q&A segments coming ahead of us, and if you would like to participate in one of the Q&A segments, leave your comment down below. I'm going to pop an example of how you should leave your comment. That helps distinguish whether or not you want your question answered in real time as soon as I see it, or you want to participate in the Q&A video. Do you have a viewer requested video, a Q&A for us? You just want to disagree or agree with anything you heard in this video? Go right ahead and express yourself down in the comments below. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.